You know, if your cat sleeps with you, it's easy to just think it's a cute, cuddly habit, right? But what if I told you that cozy little ritual is actually a conversation? A series of silent messages that most of us are completely missing.
I mean, it's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do. So, what are they really trying to tell you when they choose your bed night after night? Well, let's get into it. Okay, first things first, let's just bust the biggest myth right out of the gate. So many people just assume it's simple. Cats get cold, you're basically a human-sized hot water bottle, and that's the end of the story. But that's not even close to the real reason.
The truth is, that decision to sleep next to you is packed with a much, much deeper meaning, and it all boils down to one incredibly powerful emotion.
And really, the difference here is everything. It's not about temperature, it's about trust. Just think about it for a second. Sleep is when any animal, especially a cat, is at its absolute most defenseless. Every single one of their instincts screams at them to find a safe, hidden spot.
I mean, if all they wanted was warmth, they've got tons of options. A sunny spot on the floor, that warm spot on your laptop, a pile of fresh laundry. But instead, they choose to climb into bed with a giant who's, 15 times their size. And get this, research has actually shown that cats form attachment bonds with their owners that are uncannily similar to how babies bond with their parents. By sleeping with you, they're basically saying, you make me feel so safe, I can let my guard down completely.
And this trust, it isn't just a feeling. It's built and reinforced through a very specific and honestly kind of ancient ritual that happens pretty much every single night. And it's all about scent.
You see, out in the wild, cats that belong to the same family group or colony all share what's called a communal scent. It's like an invisible password that says, hey, this one's one of us. This one is safe.
So, you know when your cat presses their head against you or rubs their body along your legs before they settle down? That isn't just them being cute. They are deliberately blending their scent with yours. They're performing this ancient ritual that tells the whole world and reminds themselves that you two belong together. You're officially part of their colony.
But here's where it gets even more fascinating. It turns out, your cat isn't just looking for safety from you. In their own little way, they actually believe they're providing safety for you. Have you ever noticed how your cat seems to have a favorite spot on the bed? Maybe right by your head or curled up at your feet? Yeah, that placement is no coincidence. It's a strategic choice.
And this chart just breaks it down so perfectly. You see them in that tight little ball that says, I feel safe, but I'm still keeping my guard up a little. But that belly-up sprawl, oh, that is a cat who believes with every fiber of their being that absolutely nothing bad can happen to them while you're around. And hey, don't get offended if they turn their back to you. In the cat world, that is a huge compliment. It means I trust you so much I don't even need to keep an eye on you. See, deep down, even your pampered house cat still has the instincts of its wild ancestors. In wild colonies, cats would take turns standing watch while others slept. So when your cat positions themselves facing the bedroom door, there's a small, fierce part of them that believes they're on duty, protecting the territory and their colony, which, by the way, includes you.
But this bond, it goes even deeper than just instinct. It actually involves conscious choices and an emotional intelligence that we're really only just beginning to understand.
And this part is just incredible. Cats are naturally crepuscular. That's a fancy word that means they're hardwired to be most active at dawn and dusk. Their natural sleep schedule should be the total opposite of ours. But cats that are really bonded with their owners do something amazing. They literally override their own biology just to sync up with your world and be there when you are.
And it's not just about schedules, they are incredibly tuned into our emotions. I mean, have you ever had a really awful day and suddenly your cat just will not leave your side? That is not a coincidence.
Cats are absolute masters at picking up on the tiniest cues. They see the subtle shifts in your posture, they notice changes in your breathing, and they can even smell stress hormones like cortisol. Sleeping right next to you every night gives them a perfect baseline of your normal, healthy state. So when something is off, when you're sick or anxious or sad, they know it, sometimes even before you do, and they respond.
Okay, this brings us to what might be the most crucial point of this entire explainer, because if this nightly ritual is so incredibly meaningful, then we have to pay very close attention when it changes.
So what does it mean when a cat who has slept with you every single night for years suddenly stops? This isn't just your cat being in a mood. This is a critical message you need to hear. Look, cats are creatures of habit. They thrive on routine.
So when they break a pattern this significant, they are trying to tell you something is seriously wrong, and ignoring it would be a huge mistake.
It could be physical pain. Cats instinctively hide illness, so them choosing to be alone can be one of the very first signs they're not feeling well, and a vet visit is probably a good idea. It could also be stress in their environment, like a new pet or even just moving the furniture around. Or it could be emotional, maybe a loud noise scared them in the bedroom one night. The point is, you have to pay attention. They're not being difficult. They're trying to communicate the only way they know how.
So the real takeaway here is this. Your cat chose to share their most vulnerable moments with you because they trusted you completely. It's this incredible act of devotion and connection. That nightly ritual, it was never a small thing to them. And after everything we've talked about, it really shouldn't be a small thing to you either.